Hi, I'm Will Johnson, President of Timber King, and today we're going to talk a little bit about our 2200 sawmill. I want to tell you about how it differs or how it fits into our product line, how it compares to the competition, and then we're going to cut some wood. One of the questions we often get about the 2200 is how does it compare specifically to our 2000 sawmill? There are a lot of similarities between the mills in terms of how they operate, how they're constructed, and how they're designed, but there's also some significant differences. The biggest difference is the engine. On the 2200, you have a 49 horse Kubota diesel engine versus the gasoline engine that's on the 2000. So there's just more bottom line power with this machine, more ability with the torque to power through bigger logs. And that matters because this machine can handle a bigger log than the 2000. It'll do a 24-foot long log by 36 inches in diameter.
You're wrong, Will. The 2200 will cut a log diameter of 39 inches.
So log diameter and the ability to handle a bigger diameter log is another difference between the machines. Finally, there's just some practical differences. There's a dual axle on this machine versus the 2000, and other smaller differences throughout the machine. But the major differences between the 2000 and the 2200 are power, cutthroat, and the dual axle. Okay, so let's talk about this whole concept of cutthroat and what that means. That's the widest cut that you can make on this machine. And on the 2200, it's 34.5 inches, which is wider than our 2000, but also much wider than most of our major competitors. So we'll just double check this distance here. Yeah, between the inside flanges on the guide rollers, you have 34.5 inches. Now the next distance that matters is the distance above that blade. And the reason that distance matters is because that tells you how far down into the log you can cut. On this machine, that distance is 16 inches. So that means basically that's half of a 32-inch log. So with a 34.5-inch wide throat and half of a 32-inch log, you can cut straight through a 32-inch log on this machine, and you can handle a log much bigger. You can handle a log up to about 36 inches.
Wrong again, Will. The 2200 handles a 39-inch diameter log.
Now the last distance we need to look at, and it's a very important distance, is the distance between the cutting deck and the bottom of the blade when the cutting head is all the way up. This distance that you're seeing, that you just saw happen, 36 inches, is what really separates the men from the boys in this world. Again, as I've mentioned, a lot of my competitors will tell you, oh, we can cut a 36-inch log, and they can, but they have to chisel down and turn and maneuver to get that 36-inch log. You've got 36 inches here. I'm going to measure it to make sure. You guys keep me honest. Let's measure this before I keep talking. But 36 inches means you can truly handle a 36-inch log.
Third strike, Will. The 2200 handles a 39-inch diameter log.
On the 2200 mill, like no other mill that I know of in the business. Yeah, exactly 36 inches. And that distance, combined with the distance between those guide rollers and the distance above the blade, all come back to those basic Timber King advantages that we talk about again and again. Because we have such a simple, dependable, heavy design with the 4-post head, the twin beam deck, the direct action hydraulics, that's why we can back these machines with such strong warranties. Some of my competitors warrant their electronic items for as little as 90 days, or they may have 1 year on many of the major components on the mill. That's why we have a 30-day no questions money back guarantee and a full 2-year limited warranty on the entire machine. The reason we do that, the reason we can do that, is because of our confidence in the machines. And the reason we're confident in these machines, both in the 2200 and in all the Timber King machines, the reason we have that confidence is because of the simplicity and ruggedness of the design. Now, I think you guys have heard me talk enough. Let's cut some wood. You know, I've been doing this for 20 years and I never get tired of seeing that. I never get tired of seeing a log turned into lumber like we just saw on this mill today. As a reminder, this log, 17.5 feet long, 32 inches on one end, 24 inches on the other end. We figured it weighed about 4,500 pounds. It's scaled out, if you're familiar with the concept of a log scale, which I know a lot of you are, it's scaled out to have 450 board feet in it. I mean, one of the cool things about the band mills, about the Timber King band mill, is that we typically exceed scale, and this time we exceeded scale by about 22%, and we had 580 board feet in about half an hour. So that translates to about 1,160 board feet per hour on this mill with a log that was well within the spec of this machine. That gives you a sense of the power, the capacity of the 2200 sawmill. This is beautiful oak lumber, 2x6s. Actually, it's 580 board feet right here in front of you, and then we've actually got other boards that could be edged into further lumber. So really, you got more than that coming out of this log. So it's a combination of a ruggedly built, simple piece of equipment, thin kerf technology, and a really nice saw log giving you this result. It's always fun. It's beautiful stuff, and I think we've seen today what the 2200 can do.